Hundreds take to the streets of Midtown protest Trump's Iran strike. Fuming New Yorkers gathered in Times Square on Sunday afternoon to denounce President Trump's unadulterated decision to bomb nuclear enrichment targets in Iran and pledged to march on the White House later this month. Assembling in the crossroads of the world, it was as if time had been reversed to the 1970s or the run-up to the Iraq War in March 2003. Playing loud anti-war music from decades long since past and brandishing picket signs, the hippie movement was alive again as several hundred people made their feelings known on the United States' latest intervention in the Middle East. With beads of sweat pouring down their foreheads on a torrid Sunday, citizens chastised Trump for making false campaign promises last year, during which he vowed not to bring the U.S. into any new wars. This looked like it will bring another forever war in the Middle East, a forever war that Trump pledged he would avoid, said Ethan Markobach of the National Iranian American Council. Our hearts are with everyone in Iran and in Israel who has been impacted by this horrific, avoidable war. Anyone, including American service members, who could now be put at risk of the consequences of this war of choice. As citizens took to the streets, elected officials also pushed back against Trump for failing to notify other branches of government of the decision to bomb. U.S. Representative Dan Goldman says he intends to hold the president accountable. While we don't yet know if last night's military actions started a war or prevented one, I am nevertheless deeply troubled about President Trump's unilateral decision to take this action without consulting Congress, including the Democratic members of the Gang of Eight. Part of Goldman's statement read, "In the absence of a declaration of war or congressional authorization, the War Powers Resolution requires President Trump to report to Congress within 48 hours, and I intend to hold him accountable to his responsibility to share the latest classified intelligence, tactical, and strategic considerations and results, and the legal justifications for the administration's actions." Senator Kirsten Gillibrand also voiced her outrage at Trump choosing not to notify Congress. "I am deeply concerned by President Trump's decision to literally launch these attacks without seeking congressional authorization as required by the Constitution. The Trump administration must fully explain to the American people the rationale for this military action and a strategy to avoid being mired in another Middle Eastern war, and it must give Congress a full intelligence briefing immediately," Gillibrand said. Meanwhile, protesters continue marching through Midtown Manhattan, chanting "No war." They say they are not done here and charge that on June 28th, they will march on the White House in Washington. That's all I have to say for this video.